Okay, in this video, we're introducing our new day trading GPS V3.1 ribbon that is specifically for use on the SPX CBOE symbol, the XSP CBOE symbol, and the SPX 500 EIGHTCAP symbol. This ribbon is meant to be used in conjunction with your SPX V3.0 Daily Key Levels indicator. So you must have it on the same chart as your SPX Daily Key Levels V3.0 indicator. Okay, so first off, what is the difference between this ribbon and the Day Trading GPS V3.0 Multi-Reset Edition ribbon that was for indexes, stocks, ETFs, futures, Forex, crypto, any global market? Well, one thing is that this particular ribbon indicator has a lot of new features, but it's specifically only for use on those three SPX related symbols, SPX CBOE, XSP, which is the mini SPX index, so that's XSP CBOE, and the SPX 500 EIGHTCAP. Those are the three symbols that are for use with the SPX Daily Key Levels V3.0 indicator. So as an example, if you try to use, we'll just go ahead and hide the 3.0 for now. Let's just say you tried to use this new one on SPY. It's not meant to use on any other symbols besides those three SPX symbols. Then you will get a message on your screen. This ribbon indicator is only for use on these three symbols, not for use on any other symbol or symbol type, designed to run alongside the SPX Daily Key Levels indicator. Okay, so what are the new features of this particular ribbon indicator for use on the SPX related symbols? One of the main features is that this ribbon indicator now allows several different flex auto resets. One is going to be a auto reset on the hit of either a main key level, one of the most prevalent midpoint levels, or any of the 5 contextual key levels, being PMH, PML, YDH, YDL, and YDC. So if we go into the user control panel, you'll see here that it does have the 9:30 a.m. Eastern New York Times session reset, which you can choose to use or not use. So if we turn this off, then you'll see that this is what you're going to get. Now we do have one of the resets on for the BBKPL level, which is why you're seeing this look of the ribbon now, even with this reset off. So the 9:30 reset is by default turned on. However, you can turn it off if you prefer to have your ribbon with the 9:30 a.m. reset off. Now, some other features are you also have custom time resets. So as an example, there's some people that say like to trade after their opening range has passed whatever opening range that they follow. Some people follow and use a 5-minute opening range. Some people use a 10-minute opening range. Some people use a 15-minute. Other people use a 30-minute. Or a lot of people use the standard 1 hour, which is 9:30 to 10:30 a.m. Eastern New York time. So you can set that. The reset hour is 0 to 23 based on Eastern EST time. So as an example, if you were looking for a reset at 10, so you would put 10 in here and then 0, so that would be 10 a.m. Eastern time. If you want to do 10:30, then you would just put, instead of 0, 10, and then put 30 in the reset minute. Now, other people like to use other custom time resets. Some people like to trade Another common session turning point in a lot of sessions, not every session, is the 2 p.m. Starting with the 2 p.m. window, a lot of times you'll see reversals that can happen at around the 2 p.m. Now, it doesn't always happen exactly at 2 p.m. It could be sometimes starting after 2 p.m. Some days you're not going to get the 2 p.m. reversal. You're just going to get basically chopped the rest of the day. But there are a lot of people that trade off of specific times in the session. It could be the lunchtime. It could be, say, a 10 a.m. or a 10:30 a.m. based on either a typical reversal that may happen at that time or a typical jump move that may happen in that morning part of the session, whether it's a reversal or a continuation move. And then other people, of course, as we talked about, like to look at the 2 p.m.-ish reversals, possible reversals. So it doesn't matter what time. You can basically set whatever time happens to be important for you if you do want to reset it based on a specific time. And there are 4 different custom time resets, and you can also change the name of that reset to something specific that's maybe you like to call it. You could put 2 p.m. zone or whatever you want to call it here if you just don't want to have these standard names listed there. Another thing is that so this does work in conjunction with your SPX Daily Key Levels V3.0 indicator. So you must have this on the same chart as your SPX Daily Key Levels V3.0 indicator. As we said, it's meant to use only as an add-on indicator for the SPX Daily Key Levels V3.0 indicator. So the other main features of this particular ribbon indicator as far as reset, flexible resets, is you can use resets for specific levels. So in today's session, we're demonstrating the reset of the Bull Bear KPL level. And that would be under this one here, auto reset only on specific levels I choose below. Now we do have these 3 here. These 3 here at the beginning are auto resets that will be on a hit of any main key level, Bull Bear KPL R1 through R6, S1 through S6 if you check that one. Second one is auto reset on hit of any of these midpoint levels. These are the most prevalent midpoint levels. Mid R1, R2, mid R2, R3, mid S1, S2, and mid S2, S3, as most sessions are contained within a 2-level extension away from the Bull Bear KPL. So we have the mid R1, R2, which would be the 1.5 level move away, or the mid R2, R3, and the same with mid S1, S2. That's 1.5 levels below. Mid S2, S3 is 2.5 levels below. Mid R2, R3 is 2.5 levels above. Auto reset on any of the contextual levels, PML, PMH, YDH, YDL, YDC. So on these, if you check any of these, it's going to auto reset on the hit of any of those levels, meaning all of them. Now, you may not want to do that. That's going to end up resetting it quite often. These are mainly more of a convenience feature. Some people may prefer this. I particularly would not use this. These first 3 here, I would use either a specific levels you choose below, which can be just 1 level or multiple levels. Okay, so let's take a look at another session. This is last Friday, July 24th. We have the intra-session reset turned on for hit of the BBKPL level, as well as the R2 level. So you may have seen in our other videos that typically the 2-level move away, above or below the Bull Bear KPL is typically where approximately 80% of SPX sessions in a normal year in a normal volatility environment extend to. So as an example, we would like to see reversals off of off of R2, or are we going to get a continuation or simply a sideways move? Also for moves above the BBKPL or below the BBKPL, as an example, if you have the level hit intra-session set for the BBKPL, you can also see whether it's continuation above, or is it just going to basically sputter out in reverse, as it does here over and over again, until finally here, where you finally have the move that breaks free and moves all the way up to R2. Then after R2, we get a double hit of R2, and we're getting a reversal move back down. So the advantage of utilizing the level hit reset is that you can see the reversal moves quicker, jump in quicker than you can with just the regular ribbon. And also, as far as hits on levels, you can also see more clearly if it looks like there's going to be any follow through or if it's going to reverse. So again, the advantage of this particular ribbon is, again, utilizing it either by itself with the intra-session resets on the specific levels that you'd like to see the resets on intra-session, or using it on a dual screen mode, either side by side on a single monitor or on multiple monitors, one with the resets off and one with the resets on. So for an example, if we go here and I turn off these resets, then you see a little bit different look here. Eventually you do get a down move from R2, but you're entering a lot later here. Here you're seeing moves up to the BBKPL, but you may be enticed to jump in on a bullish move on the BBKPL, and then those would have failed until you got to this one here. Now, using it even without the 9:30 a.m. reset on, then you get this sort of look, as you can see here, where you're getting the hangover effect from the previous close along with the ribbon, and then you're going up to the BBKPL. And again, you're not seeing these reversals off of hits of the BBKPL. You have the all green ribbon on a lot of these hits, and so that could end up being multiple losses. So you can have it with the level intra-session level resets on, and then you can also view it on a different monitor on or side by side with them on one side and off on the other side. So again, take a good look at this here. Now if we go back in and then we turn on, first we'll look at it without the 9:30 on. We'll just go ahead and look at it straight off. We'll turn on the specific levels again, which are the BBKPL and R2. So you can see a much different look here on this when you have the session intra-session level hit resets on. Go ahead and turn it off again. Move this over here maybe so it's a little bit easier to see as I'm turning it on and off. Okay, on, off, on, off. And you do have the 9:30 a.m. reset as well, which is going to get rid of the hangover effect here on the 9:30 open. But still, when you're getting these hits here, and then when you get up to R2, you're not really seeing the R2 reversal until basically more clearly here, and then you're not getting a clear indication here of the reversal here until it's too late. So again, even with the 9:30 reset on, if you have the level hit resets on, then you can see a little more clearly what exactly is going on. So again, whether you use it as a singular with the resets on, or dual screen, one side off, one side on, and then you can make up your own mind from seeing what's that, either looking for dual confirmation or just whichever one you feel more comfortable with, either on two monitors, one with it on, one with it off, or on a single monitor split screen. The whole point is having the flexibility in how you can do the resets, as we'll also go into the other features of that have also been added besides the level hit resets to this particular indicator in the rest of this video. We also have an auto reset on hit of my custom price levels. Now what that's meant to be is, say if you have a custom price level that you're particularly watching. Let's say, for example, with today's session we have these levels here, but you may want to see, say, a custom reset on 7400 as an example, SPX 7400. Or you may follow a specific guru on social media, on Twitter, or you may belong to a Discord group in which you're getting other SPX important levels from that group or from that social media guru that you're using in addition to the SPX Daily Key Levels. And those levels that you're getting from the guru or the Discord group, they could be, for example, weekly or monthly important levels as opposed to just daily important levels, which is what the SPX Daily Key Levels indicator is showing you each day. So if you have an important, say, weekly price level or a weekly support resistance level or a monthly or any other specific level, then you can check that and then go down to that section, which is going to be custom levels, custom price levels, in which you have three different ones that you can enable. You put in the price, and you can also rename it to whatever you want as well. The one we're using right here in this demo is going to be auto reset only on specific levels I choose below. So as an example, we go past these are for the hit markers, the hit marker being the label. Basically, you can change the color and opacity of the label. So for example, if I wanted to change this BBKPL one to aqua, then it changes it to aqua. Right now we have it on that. You can of course change the opacity to make it more or less faded out as an example. So we increase the opacity, and let's say we put it all the way up to 100, then it's going to be like that. If we want to fade it out more, then we can put it more of a fade or even more of a fade as an example. This is going to be the label size, text size. So for example, if we want to make it large, then it's going to change it to that. You want to make it tiny, it would be that. Right now it's set on normal. They're all set to small to as a default. It's really up to each person to decide, if they want to basically, what size that they want it on. Now, if you don't check this is enable individual control background color, opacity, text color, and size of hit marker labels. Now, if you don't have this checked, then what happens is it's just going to be a default one, and they're all going to look the same. They're all going to be the same color, and everything's going to be the same. So my preference is individual. Some people may just prefer just to have them all the same because they don't care. Here we have hit marker text size, hit marker position, on level, always above level, always below level, auto, horizontal offset. Horizontal offset is left and right. Vertical offset, I have it at 140. That's not the default. 140 is putting it above. So a positive number puts it above. A lesser number puts it more towards it. And a negative number would be moving it even more this way. So positive number, as an example, this is going to be the vertical offset, which is going to control this part, up and down, horizontal, left and right. Just note this is a global input here. So the as far as the offsets and all that, so that's all a global thing. So you just have to find which way works better for you. Again, basically starting off with the position here, which you prefer, and then whatever offset that you prefer. So for example, like I said, this one here, and each one of these has a tooltip. I have it where it's further away. Now, I'm doing that mainly because I'm making this video, so it's a little bit easier to see. You may not care, and you may be fine with just the default one that's out of the box. We went over this. These are all done by groups, so hit marker style for midpoint levels, hit marker style for contextual levels, hit marker style for main key levels, hit marker style for custom price levels, hit marker style for custom time resets. Now this part here is where you would pick which either main levels or midpoint levels or contextual levels that you were specifically saying when you check this auto reset only on specific levels I choose below. So right now we just have the BBKPL. So as an example, if we look at this ribbon now, if I turn off the BBKPL one, and we still have the 9:30 a.m. reset on, so we'll look at this every way here. I turn the 9:30 a.m. reset off, then this is what you're seeing. So this would be if the 9:30 a.m. reset was off, and there is no BBKPL reset. Now we'll look at it with turning on the BBKPL reset while still leaving this with no 9:30 a.m. reset. So as you can see here, when it hits the BBKPL, we immediately start a reversal move. So what this ribbon can help you with is on different key level moves, when it hits the key level, and you can, by the way, you can decide down here in this section, hit reset, debounce, applies to all hit resets. Trigger basis, you can choose from wick touch or close through. Right now we have it on wick touch, or you can choose close through. So there's a tool tip here which explains that, and you see there's other places that also have this as well. A lot of these other things are meant so you have a enough room in between resets. Well, a lot of these here that are also in here, probably not a good idea to change them, although you can change them if you want. That's why those inputs are there. We're going to add tool tips for each one of these here to better explain them in case you do want to do that. So in the final version that's going to come out here sometime this week, we're basically showing this to you now because this will be coming out sometime this week. Probably the final user version will probably have tool tips on all of these as well. so they'll know an explanation. And obviously this will also come with a user guide and manual. Okay, so we go back here and let's say we now have it without the 9:30 a.m. reset on, and if we turn the 9:30 a.m. reset on, then this is the look here. The main thing in both instances, whether the 9:30 a.m. reset is on or not on, is, for example, when you see here at the BBKPL level, you're seeing an instant reversal. So this can keep you out of a entry here on a close above the BBKPL with the ribbon being all green. So as an example here, that's just with the 9:30 a.m. reset off. We have the all green ribbon pulling away close above the BBKPL. Here with the 9:30 a.m. reset on, again, here, pull away, all green ribbon, close above. Now with the BBKPL on, for a reset on the hit of the BBKPL, as you can see here, resets it. If this continued going up, then you would see a continuation of the green ribbon, showing continuing momentum. So this is meant to help in that aspect. So the purpose of this ribbon is to help on whatever reset seems to be important for you, on whatever levels are important to you, for helping to see reversals versus continuation, or specific times, as we pointed out earlier. If you don't want to have specific levels and you're more important to you specific time of the session, then you would use these custom resets. Or if you have a specific custom level that you're really looking at, whether it's your own level that you've derived from looking at past sessions, whether it's the past week, the past month, or whatever, your own custom level that is important to you, or maybe, as we said, you're following a Discord group that does SPX levels as well, in addition to using these indicators, or you follow a specific guru on social media, on Twitter or other social media platforms, and you like to follow their levels as well. You can certainly put those levels in here and use those as well. So what about use of this? So ideally, if you can either use a split screen if you only have one monitor, or if ideally if you have multiple monitors, then of course you could have this particular ribbon on one monitor straight off with no resets. So as an example, if we have no resets, at all, then you have this look. Or whatever look that you prefer as your base look. If you prefer a base look of 9:30 a.m. session reset on and nothing else, and then you have on a second monitor or on a split screen on a single monitor the specific either custom price levels, custom time session, as we pointed out, custom levels, custom time reset later on in the session, or custom main key levels, midpoint levels, contextual levels that are important to you to see a reset on. And then you can make up your mind from seeing both versions of the ribbon as to narrowing down and being more precise about making decisions on your entries or even managing the trade after that. And that would be through the use of, say, a dual ribbon look, like I said, either a split screen, ribbon one way on one screen, ribbon the other way on a different screen, or a multiple monitor setup, which would allow you to see a full chart with the ribbon one way on one and the other way on the other. So that gives you the flexibility to have a dual screen, whether it's a split screen or a multiple monitor setup. Also gives you the full flexibility of resetting at different levels and or specific times within the session after 9:30 or specific custom levels. Now some of these other things here, as an example, max resets per level per session. 0 is unlimited. The default is 3. So for example, if you had 4 different levels set, it's only going to show you 3 if it's set to 3. If you have it set to 0, then it's going to show you whatever amount happens to occur. You can, of course, set it to something else, like say 4 or 5 or 6 or whatever. So like I said, we'll have tool tips on each one of these in the final user edition, which when we release that, we'll have that. And of course, there'll also be a user guide and manual. We're not going to go over each particular thing today. I believe you can get the general idea from this video. Obviously, just like our other indicators, it's always best to practice with any new indicator before using it on a real life trading account, so you just get used to using it before you start putting real money at risk. At least that's our recommendation, is the most prudent thing to do to get used to using it before putting real money at risk. So you may just want to try it out on a demo account first while getting used to it. Now, who is entitled to get this ribbon? So this particular video is being sent to the customer base of Day Trading GPS. And so now we'll look at, as far as getting this ribbon, who is entitled to receive the new Day Trading GPS V3.1 ribbon for SPX XSP, SPX 500 with Flex Auto Reset at no charge. Anyone who previously purchased our ribbon V1.0 indicator by itself, or previously purchased our ribbon V3.0 indicator by itself. So if you purchased either the ribbon V1.0 indicator or the V3.0 indicator by itself, you will be getting this new 3.1 ribbon specifically for SPX related symbols at no charge. You'll still have these other ribbon indicators, so this is not meant to replace, so it's not, say, an update that replaces a previous ribbon. It is that you'll be getting it, and you'll still have access to the other ribbon. Who else gets it at no charge? Anyone who previously purchased our ribbon indicator SPX XSP VWAP bundle. You'll be getting this at no charge. You'll still have the other ribbon indicators and obviously the VWAP as well. So this will just be an additional one that you'll be getting at no charge. Anyone who purchased any of the following suites will also be getting this at no charge. The SPX suite, which included the SPX V3.0 indicator, plus the ribbon indicator and the SPX XSP VWAP indicator. You'll be getting this at no charge. Anyone who purchased our Gold suite, which included all the daily key levels indicators, including the SPX Daily Key Levels indicator, plus the Gold suite also included the ribbon indicator and the SPX XSP VWAP indicator. Anyone who purchased the Diamond Suite will also be getting this at no charge, because the Diamond Suite included 11 different indicators, including all daily key levels indicators, plus it also included the ribbon indicator and the SPX SSP VWAP indicator. And of course, anyone that is a Platinum Suite member will automatically get any new indicators of any type we release automatically, whether that indicator is for the TradingView platform or any other platform. So right now, all of our indicators are still only for the TradingView platform. That's our main focus. But if we do release indicators for any other platform besides TradingView in the future, Platinum Suite members get those at no additional charge, whereas people with other suites would not. Platinum Suite members also get included at no additional charge any TradingView trading strategies, semi-auto or automatic, we release in the future for any use on a symbol type. Right now, we still have not released any TradingView trading strategies, whether semi-automatic or auto. However, when we do, at some point in the future, release those for TradingView trading strategies, semi-auto or auto for TradingView, then Platinum Suite members will get those at no charge, whereas other people will have to purchase them. Also, that also includes if we happen to release the same type of trading strategy, semi-auto or auto, for any other platform besides TradingView. So once we do release some for TradingView, if we do in the future release ones for other platforms, say such as NinjaTrader or some other platform, if we do happen to do that, people in the Platinum Suite also get those at no additional charge. Now, who is not entitled to receive this at no charge? Anyone who purchased a key level suite. The key level suite included all of the daily key levels indicators only, including the SPX Daily Key Levels indicator. However, the key level suite, unlike these other suites here, did not include any other indicators, including the ribbon indicator. So if you have a key level suite and you are interested in getting this indicator to use with SPX, then you will have to purchase it. Anyone who only purchased one or more of our daily key levels indicators by themselves, whether it was SPX, NDX, stocks, ETFs, futures, CFDs, or Forex crypto. So whether you purchased one or you purchased a couple of individual indicators, then you will need to purchase this, as you will not be getting that because all of those only included the daily key levels indicators by themselves as a standalone, not any ribbon indicator or any other indicator. But remember that this particular ribbon indicator is only for SPX related symbols. Now, if you purchased any of our daily key levels indicators, say by themselves, or you purchased a key level suite, if you purchase this, then you're also going to get the V3.0 regular ribbon indicator as well. That's for use on futures. So you're going to get a couple of ribbon indicators. So like I said, this is in addition to, it's not replacing any previous ribbon indicator. So people that already have the previous ribbon indicator get this as well. People that don't already have it that are now interested in getting the ribbon indicator, you will also get this ribbon indicator with your purchase of, say, the V3.0 indicator, or if you purchase the SPX VWAP ribbon indicator bundle, then you would also get this in addition to the V3.0. So just to remind you of the V3.0, we will just take a quick look at that. The V3.01 is basically a multi-session reset, which has session settings for U.S. indexes, U.S. stocks and ETFs that have a filter for pre-market session open at 4 a.m., also for the RTH at 9:30 a.m., U.S. equity index futures, ES and Q, RTY, YM, etc. One for the nightly Globex Asia overnight session open at 6 p.m. Eastern, also the London RTH at 3 a.m. Eastern, and also the New York RTH at 9:30 a.m. Other major futures, metals, energy, treasuries, etc. still have the Globex one for that at 6, but you have different RTH session ones for depending on which, if you're doing gold or crude oil or treasuries or currency futures. Also has resets for session resets for Forex, and then it has custom user-defined session filters for time resets with different areas of the world, and this is primarily, even though it can be used for sessions in the US as well, primarily for people that trade, say, indexes in Europe on the European exchanges. So, for example, trading the DAX or the FTSE, or let's say you're you're located in Europe and you're trading it on a brokerage account, which is set up to trade on the European exchanges, or you're trading European stocks on the European exchanges. Then you can set a specific time and for resetting the ribbon specific to those global markets. Or let's say you're in India and you're trading, an India index or Indian stocks, and you have those here. So the point is now you will get the V3.0 ribbon and the new, in addition to that, the new V3.1 for SPX also included. Okay, so thank you for taking the time for watching this video today. We will send out a notice when this ribbon is released. It's targeted to be released later this week. We have a few adjustments that we will make to it. Like I said, primarily just adding some more tooltips. And we're in the process of creating the user guide and manual for it. So when we do release it, well, we will send out a notice that it has been released. And we will also send out the links of how to purchase it if you're not automatically getting it at no charge for either having one of those suites, or if you were one of the people that already had who has purchased the ribbon indicator or the ribbon VWAP bundle or one of the suites, as we talked about. So that will be sometime later this week. I don't have an exact date yet, but it will be sometime later this week. Thank you.